Hey, Tom Chatalbash. Why so serious?
You want to poke the bear at him? Well, you've poked the bear.
Okay, bats out of the bag. We had a discussion off camera about what is the best, most successful sequel to a rebooted franchise, and it's Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. All day.
Let's get this over with. It's Dawn of the Planet of the Apes vs. The Dark Knight here on Movie Feuds.
And you just used my line. Okay. Think. Live from New York, it's Saturday night! People went bananas for Caesar in the first flick, and he's even more badass here.
You're gonna stand there, and you're gonna tell me that an ape on a f***ing horse is cooler than Batman.
Look, Dark Knight kicks every kind of ass available, but I was never a huge Christian Bale fan as the character.
Okay, I will admit the voice was a little bit overdone, but the second time around, Christian Bale really came into his own as the character. The voice was perfect, and there was an actual difference between Batman and Bruce Wayne.
I'll agree with that, but Caesar is full-on Spartan here. He's like King Leonidas from 300. On top of that, he's extremely intelligent and compassionate. He is constantly reevaluating what he thinks is right and just for the sake of his family.
But that's just one performance. Every performance in The Dark Knight is just fantastic. Christian Bale's, Aaron Eckhart's, Morgan Freeman's, Michael Caine, who I swear anytime he talks he makes you cry. And let me not forget... Wait, who am I gonna say? Who am I missing? I feel like I'm missing somebody. Oh yeah, Heath Ledger is the Joker. You remember him? Yeah, I think it was a pretty good performance. Not too bad.
There are other ways to bring out a great villain, outside of just showcasing one as a psychopath right out of the gate. What's brilliant about Apes and how they handled Koba is they transitioned him slowly over time, over this two-film run, from a loyal servant of Caesar's to a vengeful dictator towards the end. The writers treated him with extreme care, much like they tried to do with Harvey Dent before ruining him by killing him off far too soon in the Batman series.
I wish they cared about the human characters, though. I mean, come on, you have to admit they're a little bit underwritten, especially Gary Oldman. I love Gary Oldman, and he can always make for a great antagonist. He's amazing at playing bad guys, but in this movie, he's just underwritten. And where was the line, "I need to speak to Caesar," the most badass line in the trailers, not in the movie? Thought I missed it. I asked people, they didn't hear it too. What the f***?
Yeah, Kerry Russell and Jason Clarke were extremely lackluster, but they were only here to serve as a means to move the story along. This was focused on the apes, and they nailed it.
Well, I'm just glad no one replaced Katie Holmes' constant smirking with Maggie Gyllenhaal, someone who can actually act.
What the f*** did you just say?
Oh, I think it appears I've struck a nerve?
Say it again, Tom.
Maggie is greater than Katie Holmes. I'm gonna let that sink in.
You son of a bitch!
What's that happening right now? Is he coming? Is he gonna like come and get me now? What?
Where is he? Where is he? He's not here. Tom!
I know this is a movie feud and all, but I think we can both admit we're on the same page for the most part when it comes to what we like about these movies. I mean, The Dark Knight is a very focused narrative. It's a movie that gives Batman a worthy adversary in the form of the Joker, someone who's constantly playing mind games with him, someone who's always one step ahead of him, which is really exciting. And the Joker is one of those villains that shows us that you don't need the brawn to beat someone. You could use your smarts to beat someone. Sometimes intellect is more powerful than strength, which is a really cool thing to show off in a summer blockbuster film. Plus, Batman gets a little Koba of his own in the form of Two-Face, aka Harvey Dent, who is brought up and torn down perfectly, and it only took one movie.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is a really dumb title with a really solid story. 5 years have passed since the San Francisco incident, and humans are but pockets of survivors now. The apes have been living peacefully in the forest until one human stumbles along and makes waves. There's betrayal from both camps and loss, and our protagonist Caesar learns that nothing's black and white.
Look, I can admit that Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is a great movie, and it's got a great concept, but it can't compete with the moment-to-moment classic scenes in The Dark Knight. I mean, how could you forget the bank heist scene, the opening bank heist scene, which gave everyone chills in the world? Or when the Joker comes into that, like, little boardroom meeting and, you know, shoves this guy's head into a pencil. Or how about Batman choosing between the love of his life and Harvey Dent?
That's not hard at all. Harvey Dent. All day, every day, no questions asked. Now, had it been Katie Holmes in the seat and not Maggie Gyllenhaal, we'd have a much different conversation, I'll tell you that right now.
Wow, you were really torn up about this actor's change, aren't you? I see it really getting to you.
I've been holding on to this pain all these years, Tom. You have no idea.
Don't I, Adam? Don't I? You think you were the only person hurt when Katie Holmes was replaced? I hate when people are replaced in films. I hate it. I always recognize it. It always pains me. And there's a little part of me that still hurts from when Katie Holmes was replaced, okay? I will admit that. I've opened up to you. Do not judge me.
You and I, we're not all that different, Tom. You gave me a lot of bat shit on the last 2 rounds, Tommy boy, but there's nothing you can say that can convince me that this doesn't win the action effects category. It's gotta go to Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Dawn has insanely good visual effects. The apes are amazing to see in motion. The details are far better than anything in the last film, and those were already impressive. Plus, apes on horses carrying guns. Winner, winner, chicken dick.
I'm not even going to dignify that with the response. Look, DK, which stands for The Dark Knight.
And Donkey Kong.
Can I please talk here? Why do you keep interrupting me?
It's your show. Please, continue.
Unlike Apes, The Dark Knight has some really plausible special effects, real practical special effects. And I have to admit, sometimes when I'm watching the Ape movies, I know I'm watching computer-generated things, and it kind of takes me out of it a little bit. But if I watch The Dark Knight, I'm fully invested in the story because these action set pieces, such as when the truck flips, or these car chases, or these hand-to-hand combat scenes between Batman and various goons, it all looks so real, and I know it's actually taking place, and that there's no computer-generated imagery there. I know that. It's a nice feeling, and I feel like Apes kind of didn't fully accomplish that.
Now, Apes has very little action as well, and I'm good with that. Bayformers had enough action to last the rest of the summer, so it was nice to see a movie that cared more about the central character and themes. Early on, we see a pack of apes take out a f***ing bear with spears. That's right, apes with spears killing bears confirmed. The final battle on top of the tower is a classic showdown done right, and it harkens back to the last Apes film, where Caesar had to show his strength in front of the other apes in order to obtain their respect.
One more round, right?
Almost done, Tom. It'll be over soon. You won't feel a thing.
And here we go.
Hans Zimmer composed the score for The Dark Knight. I don't think I need to say more. I think I've made my guess.
You better, because Dawn of the Rise of the Fall of the Sunset of the Beginning of the End of the Apes has an amazing soundtrack.
First of all, I haven't watched the show because, honestly, I have better things to do. Second of all, you cannot compare these two scores. They are drastically different, with the Dark Knight score being superior in every way, shape, and form. Example, has the composer of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes used razor blades, to play instruments to create a haunting and immersive atmosphere for one of its main antagonists? I don't think so. Is that kind of dedication put into that score? Or did he use, like, real monkeys, throwing poo at each other to create a savage and realistic sound? I'm waiting.
I don't have the luxury of falling back on trophies since Dawn is still pretty fresh in the theaters. Hasn't had time to win all these awards. However, Michael Giacchino put in a lot of great work in his second picture with dramatic sounds and dramatic violins sweeping in and out. I only know the word dramatic. I was doomed from the start when I chose Dawn of the Planet of the Apes because I know how the Bat fans are out there. But I stand by my decision.
No, you've picked the other film in every Dark Knight feud I've seen of yours.
Hey, I thought you didn't watch my show, you sly son of a bitch.
Alright, maybe I've watched 1 or 2 of your shows in passing. Maybe. But everyone should be watching my stuff at youtube.com/Tom Chatalbash.
Thanks for coming on, Tom, and thanks for watching, everyone. Subscribe, like, tweet, Instagram, Facebook, Vine, Tinder, Trello, YOLO, MySpace, other things about the show. More than just reviews, this is Movie Feuds.
And this is Saturday night! Alright, honestly, it kind of sounded fun before. I wanted to try it. I'm sorry.